Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dragosh with another LPM review and analysis. So this time we're going to be looking at Jim Gaffigan, Cinco. Jim Gaffigan is an American comedian. He's been in the game since like 1990, almost close to 30 years. And he has almost 12 albums yet. 12 albums. 12 albums, about 7 specials, out of which 5 of them are on Netflix. And we're actually going to look at the 5th special, which is called Cinco. Cinco 5, you get it, right? So actually this was a very interesting watch because Jim Gaffigan is a monster. He's a monster in terms of like jokes, punchlines, and LPMs. And you're gonna see something pretty cool in this particular review. Actually, he manages to overthrow Louis C.K. in my particular ranking in terms of LPMs with this special. Particularly interesting. If you don't know Jim Gaffigan, I would definitely recommend checking out some of his stuff. He does talk extensively about family, food, travel, and a couple other things. Basically day-to-day things. He works completely clean. And he has a huge fan base in the US as well as Europe and travels all over the world. And why did I want to kind of go into this particular special? Well, there's 2 specials. His latest 2 specials are on Amazon. However, I do not have Amazon, so I've watched the ones on YouTube. Okay, without further ado, let us just jump into it, okay? One small pause. If you do enjoy these type of videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, and also let me know what other specials to look at. Okay, so let us look directly at the numbers. See this little table here pretty much showcases Jim Gaffigan against all the other specials, so you can take your time and basically compare. But so far what we have is the duration of the show is about 68 minutes. And with regards to LPM, well, total laughs of the show is about 523 laughs for the entire show that I've counted, right? So again, for those of you that are basically wondering what LPMs are, or it's laughs per minute, and I do know that a lot of specials, they do have some of the laughs edited in post. I'm aware of that, but I've counted them the ones that I believe are linked to the punchline and facial expression or something of the sorts, right? So there is a degree of let's say subjectivity of policing on my side, but I do like to think that overall it is objective. And again, it's just a little analysis that we do for fun to kind of get an idea of how much do we need to output in terms of, you know, jokes per minute and laughs per minute. Okay, so Jim Gaffigan, basically we are at 523 laughs for the entire show. The show actually lasts for 68 minutes. On Netflix it's about 72 with a little bit of intro and you know, small little video with his family discovering a fridge. Yeah, 7.66 in terms of laughs per minute, which is so far the highest. You know, Louis was standing at the top before with 7.2, and then Tom Segura. But Jim Gaffigan is coming in strong. And to be honest with you, there's no surprise that Jim Gaffigan is such a strong, powerful comedian. He has been nominated for Grammys 5 times in a row. You know, the last 2 he's kind of lost in favor of Dave Chappelle. I think, yeah, you know, the difference between like Jim Gaffigan and Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle kind of focuses a bit more on social issues, and I think in terms of the weight of the material, that kind of has maybe a little bit more importance in the culture. Whereas Jim Gaffigan is straight up jokes, right? And as you can see, just a monster in terms of jokes, right? In terms of topics, I've counted about 16 topics, which means he averages about a topic every 4 minutes. He does basically go into a series of topics, and I'm gonna put the topics that he goes into are as follows. He talks about general pants material. When I say pants, I mean actual pants. He talks about the seasons, about 10 minutes on seasons, basically winter, spring, summer. He talks about not knowing much about cars, binge watching television, phones, flip phones, kids and activities with kids, fairs, elevator, pools, married to a strong woman, donuts, cultural meetings, steak at a steakhouse, fish for breakfast, traveling with his boys, and the Pope. So as you can see, the topics are completely different from some of the other comedians because, again, he just talks about normal stuff, day-to-day things, and you basically look around the house and these are the topics that he's going to talk about, which makes it so relatable, so easy to laugh, right? Because everybody knows, you know, the culture of binge watching. Everybody's familiar with the seasons, traveling, and so on and so forth. And then once again, I want to repeat that it's very, very clean, right? Extremely clean material, and again, it caters to a lot of families. Yeah, Jim Gaffigan is a family comedian, I guess you could say that. All right, let's see. In terms of act outs, very little act outs, as you can see here. Only 26 throughout the entirety of the show, which accounts for 4%, right? So he's not a very physical comedian, which kind of goes with his brand of like, you know, eating a lot, not exercising, I guess. Even though he's not that big, even he likes to kind of talk about, you know, gaining weight and such. But he does rely very heavily on voice modulations and jumping in and out of character. So as you can see, 206, which amounts to like 38.5% of the show is voice modulation, right? And about 173 character perspectives, 173 compared to some of the other ones that I've worked with, you know, 63 on Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones, 89 on Killing Them Softly, and Paper Tiger 106. So heavily relying on character perspectives, right? A lot of characters created, a lot of jump and forth back between one present character, past character, hypothetical existence of, you know, what would this person say, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so he does have like the largest number of jokes per show. He does have the largest LPM. In terms of length, he does come in second to Tom Segura, but again, in terms of very long show as well, the Cinco. Duration of the topics seems to be relatively fair. 4 minutes seems like it's basically what you would eventually do at an open mic. Say if you go out in New York, you usually get 5 minutes and just work on like that particular bit, right? And in terms of, yeah, the lowest act out percentage out of all of them, but actually the highest voice one. Okay, cool. Let's look at the graphs. Okay, in terms of how the laughs are kind of overall spread throughout the show, in terms of the flow, this is how it looks like. As you can see, very high points. You know, at one point even gets up to like 11 laughs per minute. Jesus Christ, what is this happening here? 11. This is at minute 26, which is the minute 26 is which joke? The seasons. One more season. This is the season joke. And then, you know, obviously has another high point here, 10, 10. A lot of 10 high points throughout the show, a lot of them. If you're interested, I can actually look it up. And so you have minute 10, no, minute 6, minute 12, and minute 16. Minute 6. Minute 6, we have Enjoying Summer. Okay. Autumn Leaves. All right, so basically a lot of the season material does really well. So you should check out Jim Gaffigan, Cinco, all his season material. In terms of basically distribution of laughs, physical act outs, voices, and characters, this is how the graph looks like. Pretty evenly spread out, I would say, except with the exception of minute 39. There's not much voice. I think he just stays in his own character. But throughout, as you can see, very high dependency on voice and characters. Okay, a lot of overlap here, and in this particular moment, he has up to like 7 voice modulations. What the hell? Okay, all right, let's see how he kind of compares to all the other ones that I've done so far. So as you can see, very clearly stays at the top here in terms of average above everyone, with the exception of one little point where Louis C.K. manages to do, I guess, about more a higher average per minute. But you can see the one that comes closer is Tom Segura, Louis C.K., then Sam Morrill. But overall, he is in a great position. Okay, let's check him. Let's check Jim Gaffigan versus the top comedians, right? So okay, we're gonna look at Jim Gaffigan versus Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones, Killing Them Softly, Louis C.K. Sincerely, and Tom Segura, Ballhog, right? So look at this. Look at this here. Louis C.K. Bum, just under. Jim Gaffigan really holding his own, right? You can see why this guy has been like nominated for like 5 Grammys for comedy, because he is really, just by pure material and jokes, is really holding his own against these top tier comedians like Louis C.K. and world famous, you know, Dave Chappelle and so on and so forth. Yeah, basically Sticks and Stones obviously being the one with less LPMs, just because it's such a culturally and socially kind of packed type of show. But Tom Segura as well. Tom Segura is also a very heavy joke guy, right? Very joke. But the styles, if you look at the top 3 ones, very different styles, right? As you can see, you can actually be extremely funny with regards to what style you use, right? You know, if you look at Louis C.K., he does use shock as punchlines, right? Very shock heavy in terms of the punchlines. Tom Segura is very reliant on violence for punchlines and shock to some degree. But, you know, Jim Gaffigan straight up simple setup, punchline, tags, and he manages to basically outperform and do relatively, you know, aggressively well compared to all the other ones. So I'm gonna look at some of the other specials that Gaffigan has out, Jim Gaffigan, and maybe compare them across the board. But yeah, so far we have a new king of LPMs as far as this particular analysis is concerned. So very impressive, hats off to Jim Gaffigan. That is the end of this particular. I haven't gone into length of graphs that we've done in the past. I think we're trying to keep it a bit shorter, but this is the end of this particular review. If you guys do enjoy it, if you guys do like it, please do take the time to review, and by review I mean leave a comment, subscribe, and let me know what other specials I should look at. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, as usual, the graphs are at the end if you want to see the chasing graphs, okay?